The iconic indie podcast is about the music that started rock and roll. The legendary story was created by record company owners, artists, producers, crooks, and legends. Most of the time, it's exciting and thrilling. Other times, sad and dirty. But at all times, driven by money. A story of home runs, hits, errors, and misses is the iconic indie podcast, told by Tex Meyer.
This is Home Runs, Hits, and Top 40 Airs and Misses. The deep roots and forgotten history of popular hit music by the recording companies, early rock and roll independent labels, and artists. Chuck Berry was known never to do a concert with his own band, but to hire a local band in the city he was appearing. Chuck demanded that he be paid up front before going on stage. He was scheduled to play a concert after the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball game at Three River Stadium in the 1980s. The baseball game went into extra innings. Chuck got paid in advance, and because of the extra innings, Chuck kept the money and never played the events.
My name is Jerry Lewis, I'm from Louisiana. I'm gonna do your little boogie on this here piano. Do it mighty fine, I'm gonna make you shake it. I'll make you do it and make you do it until you break it. It's called a Lewis boogie, any Lewis way. Lord, I do my little boogie woogie every day.
There are legendary stories of Chuck Berry and Jerry Lee Lewis. Who goes on first? Who ends the show? Pianos being set on fire, and nasty words between the two. Jerry Lee Lewis was fond of getting married. 7 brides for Jerry Lee, including 13-year-old Myra Brown. When the news broke, he was in Great Britain, and he was very hot with a whole lot of shaking going on and great balls of fire.
Open up, honey, it's your lover boy, me that's knocking. Why don't you listen to me, sugar, all the cats are at the high school rocking. Honey, get your bopping shoes, for the jukebox blows the fuse. Hey, everybody hopping, everybody's bopping at the high school hop. Hey, the bopping at the high school hop, taking at the high school hop. Hopping at the high school hop, rocking at the high school hop. Hey, everybody hopping, everybody's bopping at the high school hop. Come on, little baby, let's
Jerry marrying 13-year-old second cousin Myra Brown, his career went from hot to very cold. But there was more tragedy. Shawn Michelle Lewis, Jerry's 4th wife, was found dead, but Jerry was cleared of the charges. Jerry has always been known as the killer. Jerry Lee Lewis did make a big comeback in the 1960s and 70s by recording country music.
It's late and she's waiting, and I know I should go home, but every time I start to leave, they play another song. Then someone buys another round, and wherever drinks are free, what's made Milwaukee famous has made a fool out of me.
There's a reason we call this show Hits, Home Runs, Airs, and Misses. We're going to talk about Sam Phillips and the Sun Recording Studios in Memphis, Tennessee, founded in 1952. Sam Phillips recorded some of the biggest stars of the 1950s.
Hey Porter, would you tell me the time? How much longer will it be till we cross that Mason-Dixon line? At daylight, would you tell that engineer to slow it down? Or better still, just stop the train, 'cause I want to look around. Hey, Porter, hey, Porter.
Sam Phillips and Johnny Cash had hits on the Sun label, but Johnny Cash got a great contract from Columbia Records in 1960 and left Sun. So there were hits, homers, but no airs or misses.
Dream on, teenage queen, prettiest girl we've ever seen.
There's a story in our town of the prettiest girl around. Golden hair and eyes of blue, how those eyes could flash at you.
How those eyes could flash at you.
Boys hung around her by the school, but she loved the boy next door who worked at the candy store.
Dream on, teenage queen.
One of Sam's heirs was Carl Perkins, who had a million-selling record in the mid-'50s.
Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoe. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoe. Well, you can knock me down, step in my face, slander my name all over the place, and do anything that you wanna do. But honey, lay off of my shoes. Don't.
A lot of people thought Carl Perkins could be bigger than Elvis Presley. But who knows? Carl Perkins was on his way to the Ed Sullivan Show when he had a terrible accident and didn't make an appearance on the show. However, Columbia Records did sign Carl Perkins, and he never really had any hits after that.
Well, I heard the news. That's good to rockin' tonight. Well, I heard the news. That's good to rockin' tonight. I'm gonna hold my baby as tight as I can. Tonight she'll know I'm a mighty, mighty man. I heard the news. That's good to rockin' tonight.
Sam Phillips did cut some great rock songs with Elvis Presley on the Sun label, but sold his contract for $35,000. Was that an error? Was that a miss? Well, not really, because Sam Phillips was one of the early investors and owners in Holiday Inn motels.
Get real gone for a change. Well, I woke up this morning and I looked out the door. I can tell an old milk cow, I can tell the way she low. Now if you see my milk cow, please rock on home. I ain't had no milk and butter since that cow's been gone. Well, I tried to...
Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, and what about Roy Orbison?
Blue lights, big crowd, jukebox, plays loud. No tears, no care. Everybody rocking everywhere. Rock out, rock out, rock out.
Orbison's early recordings were on the Sun record label with Sam Phillips. Jerry Lee Lewis once had an album called The Last Man Standing, and of all the Sun artists, until this year, Jerry Lee was the last man standing. But Orbison recorded for Sun also.
Hey, baby, jump over here when you do the ooby-dooby. I just gotta be near ooby-dooby, 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 dooby-doo-wah, doo-wah, doo-wah. Baby, you wiggle to the left, you wiggle to the right, you do the ooby-dooby, with all your might, ooby-dooby, ooby-dooby.
Sam Phillips also had a subsidiary label under Sun called Phillips International, and Phillips International also had hits. Bill Justice and Raunchy reached number 2 in 1957. But Sam Phillips also had Charlie Rich under contract.
Well, I make it all right. From Monday morning to Friday night. Oh, those lonely weekends. Since you left me, I'm as lonely as I can be. Oh, those lonely weekends.
Charlie Rich left Sun Records and signed with Epic Records, but it took another 4 years for him to have another hit. Also on the Phillips label, owned by Sam Phillips, was Carl Mann.
Well, Mona Lisa, man, I've named you. You're so like the lady with a mystic smile. Is it only, or is it lonely, they haven't named you? For that Mona Lisa strangeness in your smile.
Another small independent label was Fernwood Records, and they had one hit, but there was this connection to Sun. The Fernwood artist was Thomas Wayne.
Wind and storm, comes the sun, run the stars, my dark has come, you've gone from me, oh, tragedy.
Thomas Wayne's last name was Perkins. He was the brother of Luther Perkins, the guitarist with the Johnny Cash Band for years. Luther Perkins died in a house fire in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Thomas Wayne died in an auto accident right after the hit of Tragedy. Sun Records has a haunting, interesting, legendary history. Artists like Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Roy Orbison, Bill Justice, Bill Black, Scotty Moore, Carl Mann, Thomas Wayne, and Luther Perkins. Bill Black had a hit on another Memphis label, High Records, with Smokey Part 2. Next time you are staying or see a Holiday Inn, think of Sam Phillips, Sun Records, one of the early investors in Holiday Inn, started in Memphis, Tennessee. Just think of home runs, hits, errors, and misses. I am Tex Meyer.